Hi, people.
Week 36, y'all.
36 weeks.
So we started off the week kind of in a strange way because last week ended with Guthrie passing out by the fire.
Right.
And this week started with him kind of feeling weird because of Laura's trance, and then Vicky comes in and kind of tries to snap him out of it. Mm-hmm. And so he doesn't pass out.
Right.
So he goes to the window for some air or whatever. And so yeah, they changed it, which is weird.
Yeah.
But whatever. It's their show. Not mine.
It is, yeah. It's weird because like almost every episode now starts with the end of the previous episode, it seems. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they use the exact same footage. Sometimes they recreate it and change it around for some reason. And this one, it was, they just completely changed what happened. So,
yeah.
So Guthrie's not dead.
Not dead. Or passed out.
Or passed out.
So David ends up going to Laura's cottage and kind of gets her out of the trance, which saves Guthrie, I'm assuming. But then she tries to hurry him out the door. She's like, you need to leave and I need to be alone. And he gets really upset with her about that. So that actually upsets her that he's angry. So she tells him that she
gives up on her.
Gives up on
her trancing.
So she tells him that she's going to teach him how to see things in the heart of the fire. And so when he gets home, he tells Guthrie and Vicky about that. So they kind of know more, I guess, in the weirdness of the fire. So he's a little freaked out about
his mom again. So he's kind of back to that. So
yeah.
He was pretty mad when she did that.
And Guthrie has some of the same symptoms, like forgetting where he was before as Liz. I was going to get there, but as Liz, he was forgetting what happened before, but then he was remembering almost right away. So I don't think that she makes them forget for very long, because it seemed that Liz was starting to remember.
It seemed like she worked on Liz a few times, because she appeared to her again in the bedroom, and maybe even twice in the bedroom. I can't remember, but she kind of, it's like she had to like give her like a double, triple dose, whereas Guthrie only got the one.
Right.
But also, like I kind of suspected last week, Guthrie might be more or less susceptible to it because he's more of a believer in this kind of thing, and so he's sort of aware of what might be going on, and he's got this psychology kind of knowledge, so that might have protected him or saved him,
perhaps. And then he has a plan. Guthrie has a plan, so he asks Carolyn who's trustworthy, and so she says Joe, so she goes to chat with Joe about something that Guthrie wants. We don't know at that point what it is. And he agrees because he thinks that everything going on with the Collins family has to do with Sam a little bit in a way because of like the fire and stuff. And so he agrees because he wants Maggie to kind of be released from feeling worried for her dad. And so
then she can perhaps move out of the house and they can get married or something.
So he goes, and Guthrie tells him he wants him to help dig up a body.
And he's like, oh, gee, that sounds like fun.
Yep. Exactly.
When do we start? Maybe not.
But they finally convince him because Carolyn wants his help to do anything that would help Liz, and he's in for helping Liz in any way. So he eventually agrees. And Laura has a conversation with Roger and tells him that Guthrie is a parapsychologist. And he like flips out. He's so mad.
Yeah. First of all, why is he mad that he's a parapsychologist? Second of all, did he not already know?
Like they were doing seances, people.
Yeah.
So how did he not know?
What's going on?
I think he was upset. Part of it, he was upset because he thought they were hiding it from him.
Right.
Which Carolyn kind of admitted we kind of were because we didn't know how you would react, whatever. But it was so obvious.
What did you think he was doing with the whole?
So he ordered. He comes stomping in and he orders Guthrie to leave.
I have to laugh at too every time someone says he's a parapsychologist. I want someone else to be like, he's two psychologists.
a pair of them.
He's a parapsychologist. But no, they didn't go for that.
They're not going
there. That would have been perfect.
But you say it every time.
So. I say it every time.
Anyway, so Roger comes storming in. He's yelling. He tells Guthrie to get out, but Carolyn, he has a soft spot for her, so he does tell him. He does. Yeah, he tells him to get out. And he does leave. Yeah. Yes, but Carolyn just convinces him that he can come back or whatever, that he can keep doing
Guthrie
his work.
Doesn't know that. No. Guthrie's already gone.
because it comforts her to know that they're actually trying at least to do something to help Liz. So she does. He says he admits that there's maybe a little bit of something to this whole situation and all the connections and stuff. So
things are getting kind of little too weird to just write off, I think, at this point.
Yeah, for sure. And then Guthrie and Joe arrive at the crypt door, and Joe tries to open it. Really sadly,
bust it down.
He hits it the first time, and he barely even touches the door.
It's like he winds up and then just kind of taps it lightly.
But then the door opens on its own, and there's nobody there. The next episode, we were like, oh, maybe they just don't want to show the person yet, but nope, there's nobody there. So they go in. They have a hard time getting the tomb open, but they finally do, and they get the coffin out of there. But then the caretaker comes in and says, no, you release dangers if you open it, and he's all upset. And then Frank gets there as he sweet talks Carolyn into telling him where they went. Although he was kind of on his way there anyway. He was like, oh, okay, I'll just go check. And she's like, oh, they're there. This is what they're doing. So she didn't keep their secret very well.
Nope.
So Frank gets there, and he finally convinces Guthrie, like, this isn't the way to go. I know it's going to take a little longer, but we should probably go through the right channels or whatever. But then the coffin opens on its own. And it's empty. We knew it was going to be empty.
We did, yes.
All right. I don't know if you guys knew, but it was pretty obvious it was going to be empty.
Yep.
So then Guthrie says kind of he has an idea of what's going on, but he doesn't want to say anything yet until they dig up the other L. Murdoch.
Yes, which is actually buried in the cemetery.
Yeah, so they go out to do that. And our lovely...
Surprise.
Oh, and it's empty too.
It's empty too, yes. So it's 2 Laura, or L. Murdochs that are just gone. Empty. 3, I guess.
But while they're out digging, our crazy caretaker, who mumbles to himself, thinks that he knows something about it, but he can't quite remember what he knows, so he goes to his book and finds an article that says, he doesn't really say much about it. He just says something about there's a boy.
Right. So presumably something similar to the David situation.
And then Laura appears to him in her teleport cloak, apparently. She's always in that black cloak. And appears to him and talks to him. Oh, she tries to figure out what they're looking for. She's like, oh, I don't know what my friends are looking for. And then she talks to him about fire, and he gets all kind of confused and dizzy or whatever, and then he's forgotten the whole time. The boys come back, and he's like, you're back already? And they're like, we've been gone for like hours. 2 hours,
And he's like, no, this is a joke.
Yeah, he's like, you're trying to confuse me.
Guthrie started to figures out, oh, was someone here? And he doesn't remember. And he's like, but I remember I was looking at this book. And so they go and they grab the book that he said he was looking at about the Radcliffe family, and they find the article. But
it's like completely faded in one spot. And then Guthrie says the only thing that could fade this is like a strong light like a flame, like a fire.
It should have had all burned whole.
It should have been burnt. Yeah. Just in that one page would have been so unexplainable. And so we think they missed out on that. But
definitely.
But it's gone. The article's gone. Caretaker doesn't remember having Laura be there. So now they're kind of getting somewhere, but kind of not getting somewhere. There you have it. There's our week. Any predictions for next week?
Not really. How long do you think this plot's going to go on for?
I thought it was going to be gone weeks ago. So it's
how close are we?
I'm guessing another 3 weeks on this one. There's my prediction there.
Okay.
Before Liz gets out of her little trance and gets to come home.
Okay.
There's got to be another seance. I'm guessing there'll be it.
There's that too.
So maybe this week coming up there'll be a seance. So that's my prediction.
Okay.
You got anything?
Nope.
All right. Bye, guys.
Next week.